If you were wondering what immediate buyer's remorse looks like, it's something like this.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So I do stupid things sometimes. I saw a deal for this and I could not pass up the partaking of such deals. Canon R5 Mark II, they're $5,900 plus tax Canadian, $6,600 if you're to buy it new. Saw one for $4,000. Immediately I was like, that's too good to be true. That's obviously broken. Something's wrong with it. I almost passed it up and I was like, no. And then I was like, what are you doing? Are you trying to tell the universe you don't want nice things? Like I was thinking, I want to try this for wildlife with the 600mm Tony 11 and I just want a good deal on it. And then it sent me the best deal possible. I almost said no to it. I was scared. The guy sounded sketchy. There was a lot of backstories that did not work out. I almost died in the transaction, but I want to see today, we're going to do a couple comparisons. Right now we're on the Canon C70, 24mm 1.4 with the speed booster. Unfortunately, I only have the speed booster to put that on here, so we're going to find out what happens when you speed boost to a full frame and compare it to Sony, some slow-mo action, and tell you why the immediate buyer's remorse kicked in hard. So let's switch to the same exact setup, see what happens. Canon R5 II versus Canon C70. Okay. Do not judge this exposure. I don't know. First time here. Leave a guy alone. I don't know what we're doing. Zebra's at 65%, and I don't know, I had to up some shutters, so a lot of unfriendly things happening. Now, this is what it looks like with the speed booster. Little bit of you're speed boosting onto more than you could ever desire, and we can't do that. It's not possible. It says it's a 17mm Tony 1 lens. I wouldn't mind seeing it, and we are seeing it, but you have to imagine other things out there, so it's a problem. Next to Canon C70, first impressions, does that have a more filmic look? Because that's the only reason I own you, is just the look is a little more pleasing. It's cinema-like, could be a movie, and this, I imagine, will be more clinical and sharp, but potentially more versatile with all its frame rates and fun at 8K 60, oh my God. But if the look sucks, you're not gonna replace this, and then I wasted money for no reason. So first let me tell you why I got this. I was thinking that might be the ultimate wildlife setup. It's lighter than any micro four thirds or APS-C setup with a prime lens. The 600mm Tony 11 is the reason I got into this system. It's always the lens that you're seeking like a hummingbird, and you see it and it's like, oh my God. And then you think about what camera could wield it. And so like this combo is cheaper than the Nikon Z6III and the 600mm prime. But will it look terrible? I don't know. We're gonna compare it. And I thought, if I loved this for like this type of stuff, how's the autofocus, by the way? It could replace everything I own almost. And then this could probably do street videography. Like there's so much potential, and this, when you see the deal of the century, you gotta pounce, and then is it worth it? Probably not. And no, I can't get out of the way of my own light. I don't know how. Really, it's not a design choice here. I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't have space in my life at this moment. So there we have this. Canon R5 II, it is upon us. Let us switch to the 50mm on the Canon C70. I have a lot more rants. Okay, Canon C70 50mm 1.2. This has been the pinnacle so far of the channel. And the autofocus has been fantastic. Very smooth in here. Not bad, not bad at all. So let me tell you why immediate buyer's remorse kicks in. First, let me tell you about the sketchy guy I bought this off. He says that it was a gift, a wedding gift, and that he's just visiting his parents in town and he has to sell this thing and it's brand new, never used, no worries, $4,000. Why is it so cheap? I don't know. So I don't know why it was that cheap. because it's basically brand new. I meet this guy and I was thinking like, is it gonna be broken? Like, you have to test this. I'm researching what is wrong with cameras, what do you gotta look for? And it's like a dead pixel, there could be one. We'll find it. I forgot to even test that there. I was like, shit. But most importantly, I wanted to tune in to my intuition. And so I would know immediately, is this guy a criminal? Is he selling me something broken and damaged? Will I be able to find it? Just tune into the intuition. And so this guy walks in and just immediately I was like, wow, you are a criminal. The definition of criminal, like he's just all tattooed up. He had cuts all over his hands, like bandages. Like, I just cut my hand, we'll get to that. I fell, that's coming. Testing the Nikon, my God. So like I had a bandage, but he had like 4. And I was like, you clearly punched through a car's glass window to get this camera. I see it now. And you know me, I make jokes. I'm trying to lighten the mood. He was having none of it. I was like, the battery was dead. He said, oh, it's kind of dead. And I was like, charge it a bit, please. And so he does, and it's still like flashing red. I'm like, oh man, is that why you're selling it? Because the battery never charges? And he just looked at me deadpan, like, is that what you do? Just accuse people of doing shit they didn't do? And I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened? I'm gonna be stabbed any second. So I lightened the mood, eventually tested some shit. Let us switch to the R5 II now that I bought, that was not stolen out of a car, clearly. That's not as confident a laugh as you're used to. I was quite nervous, actually. So we're on the Canon R5 II with a 50mm 1.2. It says it's a 35mm 21. It should be less than that. I can't move it any lower. Oh, damn you. It seems like it's much zippier autofocus, but... Okay, so immediate buyer's remorse kicks in when I test certain things and I could not believe it. So I just do a little test of 8K 60 RAW, and I'm like, that could be better than the Nikon Z6III. You have 8K 60 instead of 6K 60, and then your HD 240 might be better or worse, we'll see, and then the much lighter setup and cheaper and more versatile, perhaps, better color. I don't know. I get it home, I struggle to play the files, just like the R5 II, even though my beast of a freak computer was just built. You have no idea. I was like, I thought we were done with that. I can edit anything. I've edited 4 6K 60 files from Nikon with heavy color grading. It's not even stuttering a second. But one Canon stupid bitch file, 8K, it's stuttering, it's barely playing. I'm like, shit. If I would have got just a MacBook Air M1 from 35 years ago, I might have been able to play the files, you piece of shit. So now I'm like, well, I don't have 8K 60 at all. Frickin' impossible. Let's just test it right now. This better look good. I can't play it for very long, but there he is. That's why I got 8K 60. I needed it for living room jumping patterns and excitement, to show you that I'm excited to shoot 8K, and it's definitely necessary. So now you might be asking, is one of them better? Are you wondering which is better? Do you prefer one to the other? Both have the same LUT. Could be the same. I see one. Sony ZVE1, boom. Canon R5 II. Zeiss 55mm 1.8, 50mm 1.2 speed boosted for some reason, cropped in. This is a bullshit test, but I don't have the regular adapter yet. I need a spare battery. There's all kinds of stuff I gotta work out, but hot damn, immediate regret. And another thing happened that I'm not happy about, but I wondered, should I be moving on from all these other systems? And so somebody offered me money for the Z6III, and I was like, okay. And now I immediately regret selling and buying this, and I'm in so much pain right now, you have no idea. I feel like Nikon's gonna be one of those systems that like Fuji, and I return to it over and over again, losing money every time. But I don't mind doing that. Okay, who has the better 4K 120 and HD 240? God, that's gotta be good. 85mm 1.2. What does that say? It's a 60mm 21 still. That's lying. Oh boy. So let me tell you why I hate that I sold the Nikon so badly. I had it for sale for such a long time, and it's two demons battling each other, the angel and the demon. It's always, I want to declutter and simplify my system. I want my message to be, you only need this tiny cheap thing, it's the best. And then the other side, the demon boy, is like, let's buy something, let's test it. Buying gear is fun, review. You're not gonna crash. You have other things to talk about. No, you don't. Buy something and then you will. So it's like this, I always want to test more. And so like I had to know, is this better than the Nikon Z6III? Immediately my thoughts are no, it's much worse. I'm so mad because 6K 60 RAW, I can't use the 8K 60 RAW, and then your 4K 120 is not RAW, but it's full frame at least. And then the HD 240 might be similar, I don't know. I think the Nikon's better in a lot of ways. But if I don't buy and test these things myself, I'll never know, so I have to do it. So I'm still waiting for the 600mm Tony 11, the fake replica, to arrive from China. So that's what I did yesterday. Before I sold the Nikon, I took it out one last time to get a bunch of wildlife with the 600mm prime, so I have a comparison video coming, which brings us to my thumb. I managed to fall. It was an icy path. I wasn't sure I should even take it, but it was a hill, and I was like, there's no other way. You gotta walk miles around if you don't. So I just went for it. I almost had the scare of my life thinking I scratched the front element of my prime. I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to sell this thing and now it's worthless. I had the lens hood on, and the only way possible to scratch the element would be to have something dive in. Almost impossible. Like, that thing is protecting. I managed somehow to fall, and that lens hood went face first into an icy, hard, rocky, icy thing that went in and almost touched the element. When I got up after my thumb was almost chopped off, the whole lens hood was filled with snow, and I was like, oh my God, I just damaged the front element. How's the autofocus? Amazing. And so the whole nature walk, I'm like, this thing's done for, because it looked like there was nicks on it or something. I couldn't see, but it was just dust. When I got home, I was like, oh, thank God. But like, I almost damaged that thing, and I smashed my thumb against something, and now it's like swollen, and there was a cut, and I'm bleeding and sucking blood like a vampire. How's the autofocus? So it's like, damn, I had to know I have to buy these things, and then I fund it with sales of other things, but I have a feeling I'm gonna sell this eventually and get a Fuji instead, and then I'll be disappointed with that and then go back to Nikon. That is the series of events that awaits us. And I'm not sure if this was an upgrade going from the left-handed mode dial, which was a pain in the ass. You almost can't do it while keeping the bird in your viewfinder. Oh, 6K 60 RAW, and then switch to HD 240. It's almost impossible. Now we have a button press, shift, and button press again. I don't know why you're doing this to me. Like, Panasonic would just right-handed, boom, one switch. That's fast. Versus a button press, different finger button. I don't know, I complain about useless things sometimes, but it'll work eventually. Right now we got some custom modes saved, and I don't know, we'll see how that plans out in the field, but I can't wait to do some slow-mo street videography with this soon, see what's Canon's stabe like, because the only thing I didn't like about Nikon was the autofocus was not super reliable or smooth, and the stabe was quite jerky. Even in telephoto, it's like pretty good handheld, but sometimes it's not, and I don't know, we'll see if this is better, but oh, the experiments around here are getting expensive and hot. So that's my first impression so far of Canon. Initially, when I was testing the thing in Pizza, I was like, I don't even like Canon colors. I miss the Nikon already. With the Nikon normal LUT, it's quite good. Not bad. The red LUTs are very stylized, but I could handle it. What's that? Is that a overheating warning? Uh-oh. We're in S-RAW the whole time, 4K. I don't know, man. We'll see. So, a lot of videos coming, comparisons. Boom, fun times. Can I vlog with it? Should I buy an adapter? Because this is some bullshit. It almost covers it. Come on. That's like medium format. Huh? That's not bad. Wow. So, this gear is available through my affiliate links, of course. As is Bitcoin donations. Who won the battle today? Are you subscribing for more than I send it?